On October 12, 2000, a 48-year-old woman named Mary Lou Morris kissed her husband goodbye, left for work, and never came back. Hours later, her car was discovered abandoned on a remote trail, engulfed in flames. Her body inside, burned beyond recognition. The crime scene offered no clues, no witnesses, no answers. Just 4 days later, another woman, 39-year-old Mary McGinnis Morris, also vanished in Houston. She, too, would be found dead, alone in her car, with eerie signs that suggested she knew she was being watched. 2 women, same city, same name, similar fates. Coincidence? Or something more sinister? This is the story of the Mary Morris murders, a case that remains unsolved over 2 decades later, and some believe it was never meant to be solved. Mary Lou was a bank loan officer. By all accounts, she led a quiet, happy life. She had no known enemies, no shady connections, and nothing in her past that would draw the attention of a killer. The morning of October 12th began like any other. She left her home in Baytown, Texas at around 6 a.m., but she never made it to work. Her husband, Jay Morris, reported her missing. Later that day, her car was found on a secluded road, just 3 miles from their home. It was on fire. Once the blaze was extinguished, investigators discovered her remains inside, burned so badly that even dental records were barely enough to confirm her identity. There was no apparent motive, no suspects, no evidence. Just one strange detail: her wedding ring was missing. Was it taken as a trophy or a message? 4 days later, on October 16th, Mary McGinnis Morris, a nurse and medical director, made a frantic phone call to 911. You can hear her voice, panicked and trembling. "They're after me." Then, silence. By the time authorities located her vehicle, she was dead. A single gunshot wound to the head. Her body slumped over the driver's seat. Unlike Mary Lou, this crime scene had signs of a struggle. Her car door was left open. There were scratches on her hands and defensive wounds on her arms. Strangely, her wedding ring was also missing. Coincidence? Or a killer's calling card? Both women were married. Naturally, suspicion first fell on the husbands. Jay Morris, Mary Lou's husband, had an airtight alibi and passed a polygraph test. He was ruled out. But Mike Morris, Mary McGinnis's husband, was another story. Friends say their marriage was troubled. There were rumors of jealousy, control, and arguments about her career. Before her death, Mary had told a co-worker she was afraid of someone she knew. And then there was this. Just days before she died, she had found a disturbing note left on her desk that read, "Death to her." She also told friends she felt she was being followed. Mike claimed he was at home when she died, watching TV with their daughter. But oddly, he didn't call her once that day, even after her 911 call. And even more suspicious, he refused to take a polygraph. But still, there was no hard evidence linking him to the crime. Now here's where the case gets truly strange. Some believe Mary McGinnis was the intended target all along, and Mary Lou was simply a tragic case of mistaken identity. Think about it. Same name, same city, similar physical appearance, both married. The theory suggests someone, possibly Mike or another enemy, hired a hitman. But the hitman got the wrong Mary first and had to correct the mistake days later. Supporting this theory is an anonymous phone call made to a Houston newspaper after the first murder. The caller said, "They got the wrong Mary Morris." The call was never traced, and to this day, no one knows who made it. Despite media coverage, interviews, and countless hours of investigation, the case remains cold. There were no fingerprints, no DNA, no murder weapon. Authorities eventually ruled both cases as separate, unrelated crimes. But many, including internet sleuths and even some detectives, aren't convinced. Because there's something about this case that just feels off. How could 2 women with the same name die in such chillingly similar ways, just days apart, in the same city, with missing wedding rings and no suspects? Sometimes the truth is buried too deep. Sometimes the files remain uncovered. If you found this case as haunting as we did, subscribe to Crime Files Uncovered. There are more mysteries like this waiting to be exposed. Let us know in the comments. Was the murder of two women, same city, same name, a coincidence or a cover-up? What will you have done differently to save your life if you felt you were being followed? Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and stay tuned.